It's the United Rentals 150 here at Thompson International Speedway, or formerly known as Thompson Motorsports Park. Race number 11 of the season, and the threatening is in full effect after Daytona. Brett Pritchard now just 3 points out of taking the points lead. Second in points is where he sits now because of it. And we have had a staggering 10 races with 10 different leaders, race winners, to open up the season. Chase time is approaching, and who is going to pick up momentum as we head into it? 46 cars now coming to every race so far. And that means we're going to have 3 cars going home tonight. We got a full broadcast booth for us today. We got Adam Douglas joining in. We have Brett Pritchard, and we have an analyst for today, and that is going to be none other than the Brad Hughes. So welcome everybody in. Let's start this off with going through the field. Let's see who is on pole. It is Timmy Weathers in that number 55, and he'll be starting next to Caitlin Muir in the 92. And Brett, why don't you take us through row number 2? And then Sam in the 51. He starts next to Dylan Touchton in the number 69 car. That's going to be Connor Meir and the number 29 starting next to David Walsh in the 56. Give me just 1 second. I need to complete one thing here before we continue that. All right, there we go. We are back. And starting in the next row is John Cittadino in the number 72 car for Team Motorsports. Starts next to Adam Douglas, who's now racing in the 40 car.
And the brother, Aaron Douglas, starting 16th.
Quinn Ezel was starting in row number 9 next to the owner of Team Motorsports. That's Joseph Ernesto.
Then we got Jacob McMillan and Travis Dawson with an impressive qualifying to round out the top 20.
And it's Justin Osborne in the number 79 machine for Miracle Zoo Racing. Starts next to his teammate Jeff Cannon.
Then we got Rob Kreider and Kenny Pimbera.
That's Arthur Xavier in the 87, started next to Sammy Cobb in the 77.
And we got Mariah Douglas and Eugene Hawk sticking in the 88 for the rest of the season.
Brandon Kratzer for Procrastination starts in the 29th position next to Andy Bewley in the 84.
And we got Brad Hughes and Greg Graziano.
Joshua Lockhart and for Ben Autosport starts next to Dylan Young.
Then rough qualifying effort for Reckless. We got Zach McAdoo and then Elias Nassar.
And then Makoto Kino will be starting next to Brad Smith in the 30.
Then Tom Jones and Daniel Canonis.
Noah Patway for Reckless starts next to Chris Davis in the 07.
And that will leave out Marissa Miranda to round out the field.
Correction on Chris Davis is the 06, my bad. That means Lizzie Wesley, Jay Langelier for the number 9, and Dakota Cottle. Those are your 3 cars going home today. All right, how about that front row? Toyota managed to lock out the front row. We got former champion in that Red Bull car himself when he got that championship, Timmy Weathers, and Caitlin.
We're on your stream deck point of view.
All right, and let's see.
Straining my eyes now.
Good qualifying for the threat.
Yeah, IRM right there. 3 cars in a row on the outside lane.
Lights on the pace car are out. It's time to get underway. Saw a pretty good race here for the mini stocks. And we're staying on. All right. Saw a pretty good race here with the mini stocks last night. Championship getting pretty spicy for the younger series.
That man is super excited for the pace laps.
He is very excited for the pace laps.
I think something to expect out of this race that should carry over from the race last night with the mini stocks is that outside lane proving to be a good way to make passes. Good way to keep your momentum up with the progressive banking that this track does offer. So you might see people send it on the inside, but the outside lane will be able to fight back around and keep the momentum up on these long straightaways.
Backbone subscribe. Big thank you.
Especially with as short of a track this is, I would hope to pit as little as possible just to maintain that good old-fashioned track position. But I would, if I was 10th on back, maybe try to force that extra pit stop, get those fresh tires, and really push these leaders to make that extra stop.
Or do you need to P2 it or something?
Track position is going to be key. Let's double check it. It already is. The track position is going to be key here. Passing was pretty easy with the mini stocks last night, but these aren't the mini stocks. They're a lot smaller.
Half the size.
We saw lots of wrecks here in the past. Lots of issues off of turn 2 was the trend. Got the one to go signal. And 43 cars. Be underway here at this nice short track. They hear the field downshift. They are ready to go. Pace car dips down. We wait for Timmy Weathers to see the green flag, and we are racing here at Thompson.
I don't know if those cars just didn't want to get going, but both Timmy Weathers and Tim Salmon both did not get going at all.
Pritchard using that outside on the restart, getting his way all the way to second already. You saw the outside lane was preferred passing lane for the mini stocks. Looks like that's going to be the same case here for the Premier cars. Walsh gained a couple spots on that initial start too, trying to get another one with Jeek and Jones on the inside. Red Pritchard with the fastest lap of the race. You know, they got twice the cylinders, but they're only running about 2 seconds faster than the mini stocks.
Also using a lot more brakes.
Pritchard getting to the back bumper of this 92 car. She took the lead away from her pole sitter. Might have a third leader already. Trying that inside line out. It worked for some people.
Aaron, what's our lap count? Is it still a 40 lap race?
Is it actually set to be a 40 lap?
All right, we're back after iRacing decided it was cool to not save any of the settings. So things are fixed. We'll do 150 laps and not set it for the mini stock race. Unfortunately, that means, yeah, iRacing. It's everything I've done the night before. That means we had to redo practice and qualifying, unfortunately. So there is a different field lineup and 3 different drivers that will be going home. Those going home is going to be Joshua Lockhart, Elias Nassar, and Brandon Crasta. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't get rid of the watermark. We're not an official affiliate. We don't get the special builds without it to do broadcasting. All right, new starting lineup for the race. It'll be Caitlin Muir on pole, starting alongside Tim Salmon, and Brett is out at the moment. So, Adam, if you want to go with me.
Guys, did you do the... Okay, yeah. Aaron Douglas is going to start P3 next to Connor Muir in the 29 Bovalicious Ghost Toyota.
And Brett Pritchard starts 5th next to Nick Fountain out of Supreme Motorsports.
Then we have Dylan Touchton and Andrew Weisbecker in row 4.
Deacon Jones, the 28th, starts next to Rob Kreider for 10th.
Double nickel 9. Then row 6 sees a double Mir Toyota row with Jeff Cannon starting on the inside of Justin Osborne.
Justin S. in the 62 starts 13th next to Quinn Izzo.
And behind them we have Travis Dawson in 15th and Timmy Weathers in 16th.
Rob McPherson in the 78 starts next to Austin Yoakum in number 4.
Then we have Ryan DeLusso for Chronic Understeer starting on the inside of Adam Douglas.
Sammy Cobb in the 77 Ford starts next to Mariah Douglas in the 83 Ford.
We have John Citadino starting on the inside of Davide Walsh.
Jacob McMillan in the 12 is next to Eugene Hawk in the 88.
And we have Kenny Bombera for Rebel Racing starts the inside of the 9 machine for Jay Langelier.
Dylan Young in the 19 starts next to Arthur Xavier in the 87.
And then Daniel Quinones starts 31st. Quinones is looking to try to somehow turn this into a decent day, but he's got a long road ahead of him. He starts the inside of Brad Hughes for Tom Brad Development.
Brad Smith in the 30 will be starting next to Zach McAdoo in Reckless Racing.
Chris Davis, whose Davis Motorsports team feels like they just had a disaster of a setup and they're not too confident in the race today. They are, at least they made the field to start 35th to the inside of Greg Graziano for Douglas Motorsports.
Andy Bewley for Rebel Racing starting in the 37th spot next to Lizzie Wesley.
Then Tom Jones starts 39th to the inside of Marissa Miranda.
Makoto Kino in the number 33 starts next to Dakota Cottle.
And rounding out the field is now at Pat Wary in the Castrol Ford Mustang.
Then once again, those cars going home is Brandon Crasta, who set the same lap time as actually as Noah at Pat Wary, but Pat Wary finished it first, so they gave it to him. It's Elias Nassar and Lockhart. All right, hopefully this will go smoothly.
Well, what we found out is that Caitlin Muir really likes this racetrack.
Apparently, because no matter what, destined for the front row. Command to fire has been given. Good lord, top 5 all Toyota. Oh, my bad. Brett Pritchard's down there. But
He's probably gonna want to be Toyota. Yeah, I think.
There's 6 Toyotas in the
Toyota
top
fan.
10.
Brett Pritchard is a big, beautiful Toyota fan.
Thanks to the unfortunates, I finally have a good qualifying position. Conspiracy Bell. And before this race gets underway, don't forget to check out the rewards you have done there to use your triads on. You can ride on board with the specific driver, have us check in with a specific driver, have us shut up and crank up the audio and listen to the cars. You can have us go through the field. You can give yourself an EOL. And there is a once a race debris caution if you feel like dumping your money on it to make something happen. Oh, there's the threatening again of a possible water bottle out the window. It was Brett last week, and now it's Connor this week.
I was gonna say, it's not from the 44 car this time.
It's from the car starting right ahead of the 44 car. It's the Bubblicious car. He's going to throw that ghost out the window. Green flag is in the air. Caitlin Mira leads us away. He's going to try to hit the 44. Oh, washed up. 39, taking it 3 wide. Got kicked out of line. Oh, Deacon almost spun out on the backstretch. Got it, but there's no rubber down there. Rear tire spun around. They're still 3 wide right behind. All right, that's settled down. Meanwhile, up front, new leader, Tim Salmon, followed by Connor Muir. Connor looking to that inside.
The 51 since the start of the race.
He just set the fastest lap, 21:11 for the 29 machine. Weather's also on a move. He's at 5 spots already. Working on the outside of Rob Kreider. Cool thing for that double nickel 9 car out of California. They brought their first new car for the season. What they deem as good equipment. Hoping it brings him a good result. He's currently 14th right now after starting 10th.
Joe Weisbecker is going to work on the 97 car. He doesn't going to quite have the run off the corner. It's going to allow Pritchard to close in on the 41 to the outside in 3 and 4.
Tim Salmon just pulled over a second lead on Connor within that last lap.
20.94 first sub 21 lap time.
He's going to be approaching lap traffic now. That's going to start to throw a wrench into things.
Yeah, he's got to have a big group of cars ahead, and that is going to be interesting for how much he's going to have to dice through, because there are cars out there using both lanes as well. So it's going to be a game of who can navigate through the traffic better. And only 10 laps in, that's probably going to be the trend of the race. Car in the wall, maybe? That looked like...
I'm not so sure if Wesley connected there. It didn't seem like it.
It was all the way up in that third lane. Well, there's tons of marbles out there. It looks at the right side of the car. Looks okay. Yeah, passing cars now. And speaking of that, here comes the race leader. Making his way pretty quickly through this lap car so far. And here's going to be the point of struggle, is when they're both in the same lanes. It's going to be practically pushing Wesley through this as Connor goes 3 wide with Aaron and a lapped car. Trying to hold on to second here under fire from the 97.
That's Dakota Cotto, who really wants to keep the Chevy Camaro alive. It's got the stickers underneath the Chevy SS decals. It's going to allow everything to close up now up front.
There they back are with the 51. He hasn't made much progress there behind Lizzie. So now we got all 4 of our cars right here separated by half a second.
All 5 of the top 5 are right here. There's the 39 of Nick Fountain as well. It's the leaders lined up on the outside now.
Connor needs to figure out a way to get up to that line if he wants to prevent himself from losing more spots, as Weathers now goes around him as well. Pritchard attempting 3 wide here between the lap car and Nick. They're surprisingly holding on to 3 wide well. 4 wide at Thompson.
55 is just going to back out of it. Jimmy Weathers thinks better of keeping that going.
New leader down the back straightaway. 97 takes it away from the 51 of Tim Salmon. And he is not going to let him lead the lap.
Salmon is fighting hard with the 97, really trying to take all the room away from him to keep the lead.
That's on the inside as well. Following the number 32 of Marissa versus the outside lane with the Ford. Aaron says that's the better idea as well, and switches to the inside of those 2 Fords.
Salmon did all he could to try to keep that lead away from Aaron. Did a nice job. As Nick Fountain's passed Brett Pritchard for 4th.
Our biggest mover of the race has appeared into the top 10. That's Austin Yoakum in that number 4 car. Moved up 8 spots since he started in that 18th position. And he is getting ready to pass Timmy Weathers as well.
He's had a better time navigating the lap traffic than the cars around him.
Definitely has. And so has the 51 and the 97. Salmon has maintained his lead. But they are about 3 seconds ahead of the next pack of the cars. They are still working through everything back here, and 3 wide at that with Connor on the inside. He really prefers that inside lane. Almost outright refusing to run the outside. 3 wide, Tom Jones splitting the 17 and 69.
Well, with that 17 car of Zach McAdoo on the outside, he's really holding that outside lane up.
Yeah, Zach's not having a good day so far. Not at all.
Because now we have seen Yoakum get himself around Pritchard and Fountain to get himself right behind his teammate in 6th.
Well, the 92 got pushed wide by either the 17 or the 4. As Deacon Jones now fights Brett Pritchard.
They are not afraid to go 3 wide today. Those are all for position. That's not just lap traffic right there. That is 3 cars battling for position. And that check up there on the 17, Yoakum with the quick move to the inside to prevent him from being held up there. He's now up to 7th. 11 spots gained for the number 4 car. All right, now that we're starting to see things settle in and see where the true pace is, I think it's time for us to make our picks. And I'm going to stay with the Toyota camp. I'm going to go with Andrew Weisbecker in this number 41 machine. I like the way he looks. He looks quick, he's fast, he's getting a lot of positions. I think he's holding steady, and whether there's another caution or a halfway break at some point, I think when the field resets, he's going to have a chance to make some more moves.
I am as well going to stick with that Toyota camp and pick Connor Mir.
Going with Mir.
Yeah, he's showed some speed, and not many times am I rooting him on. So
What about you, Adam? Who are you going with?
I'm going to go with the 97. If he's able to keep second place, I think that he's going to be the car to watch with the halfway break.
And what about our ace analyst? We haven't talked to you yet. Brad, who are you going to pick?
I might go with a bit of a dark horse here because I see a pair of drivers who are +9 from their starting position. Actually, as I say that, Austin Yoakum, I'm going to pick. He is +10, and if he keeps his momentum up and keeps himself out of trouble, could potentially be up there with the top dogs by the end of this one.
I like it. I like it.
I would
The 97
anticipate-
has managed to continue to hold on to the 51 at the front of the field. They have 3 seconds on second.
I would
Yeah, I think they've-
anticipate Fuel to make it to this halfway break, but there might be some cars that might try to short pit to avoid pitting during that halfway break.
Yeah, and of course, we'd really hope that the Toyotas are going to have fuel to go the whole distance to halfway. We've seen some issues lately with the Toyota camp. The 51 is now stuck 3 wide with a bunch of lapped cars. It's a 77 to Sammy Cobb that they just put a lap down. The other cars are going 2 laps down at this point. In the 33 of Makoto Kino.
Yeah, they are to the point where they're not only lapping some cars 1 lap, they are now to the back of the pack again.
CJ Langelier right ahead of our race leader. Tim Salmon is the 77s trying to get his lap back. '77 cars currently scored in the 27th position. Makoto Kino is running 41st.
And you should see on the right hand side of your screen for this chat, or if you're on your mobile device, it should pop up on the bottom. There is a poll running. You can pick the analyst pick that you think is the most accurate of the 4 cars that we picked for this race. I really like what I'm seeing out of this Dawson Yoka machine. He's kind of settled where he is right now. He's not pressing the issue, but he's made a statement that that car is really fast.
He's
Well,
just
that-
passing 2 lapped cars of Brad Hughes and Daniel Quinones.
He's had to pass the most cars to get him where he's at now. So that already proves that he's good around traffic.
And he's confident in the car he's in, too.
Which I think we've seen that out of all the, at least the IRM cars, but most of these Fords have been very confident with how their cars have felt this season.
Looks like the 97 of Aaron has retaken the lead from Tim Salmon yet again, and looks like this time he will lead that lap. So new leader here at Thompson Speedway. It's the Western Auto Racing 97.
The 51's kind of struggled with traffic late in the run so far, is allowing the 97 to get control of the race.
The other car we haven't mentioned, or at least I may have missed it when we were. Ooh, we're gonna force it 3 wide. What a move for the 51!
Yeah. He stuck it to the quarter panel of the 8 to make his own line.
I can't even be upset about that. That was such a great move out of Tim Salmon to get that lead back. Aaron trying to come back here on the outside. 51 blocks. 97 had a check up there. You saw the nose dip mid-corner.
This is a allowing Weisbecker to slowly catch back up, though.
Oh, the 82 Bombera pushed Chris Davis wide through 1 and 2.
It's going to slow up the 97 slightly. He might have to rethink what lane he wants to go in. Going to commit to that high side still behind Chris Davis. Once again, a 3-wide split for Tim Salmon. He's making those look easy today.
Yeah, Tim Salmon's really liking that middle lane. We've seen him use it a ton to get around traffic.
Down to about 23 cars left on the lead lap right now. And another 3-wide split. He's just dishing those up today.
Got a little bit of a block on this one with Brad Smith, though.
Yeah, he's just kind of in the way there. 19 probably going to make it easy for the 97 here. That's his own teammate right behind him. Dylan Young in the 23rd position.
You say that. He didn't leave any room.
No,
97 to
really
0.
hasn't. They're going to opt for the possibly middle lane like we've seen the 51 do, and yes, but not quite able to get it done. Doesn't have the confidence that Salmon's
teammate
got.
on teammate crime.
Yes.
Yeah, and that allowed Weisbecker to get to the outside quarter of Aaron Douglas.
There is the purple Supreme Motorsports Toyota. And even Connor now, he's on his way.
Pink nose.
Connor's in the picture.
And here's Deacon Jones as well. He's up here.
Well, Chevy in the top 10.
Well,
There's
Like
one not
Chevy.
too far, and that's actually going to be Rob Kreider.
Rob Kreider's sitting there right there in 11th with that new car, and enjoying the short track.
Eugene Hawk is struggling today.
Yeah, they're just trying to get that program situated, see if they can't make it into something next year.
Gets around the 87. And he's got his sights set on Timmy Weathers, who's been starting to drop lately. Austin Yoakum doing the opposite, now up to 6th.
Got around his teammate of Dylan Touchton.
Next car for him is going to be Deacon Jones, so he's got quite a bit of a ways to get there. 2.5 seconds of track time in order to do it.
That still leaves our top 3 in points, all in the top 10 at the moment.
And it's once again, it's getting that time soon. We're going to be talking about the chase and the bubble. Remember, the top 14 cars all advance in. Points get reset. They get extra points based off of pole positions and race wins. Crazy thing is, we have no repeat winners. And with Tim Salmon leading, if it were to stay that way till the end, I'm pretty sure that would be an 11th different winner.
I can double check that. That would be correct.
Where is
Don't
Tim
look
in
now, but
points?
Austin Yoakum is up
17.
to 6th.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's got to catch Deacon Jones. Still got 2 seconds before he gets there. It's going to be a while. Now we are approaching the halfway break. Lap 75 is the halfway break.
I don't know what happened, but Nick Fountain has continued to drop back down through the field.
Yeah, Nick is suffering. Down 9 spots. He was in that top 5 battle. But now just kind of suffering.
Seems like half of the Toyota camp is having a good day, and the other half is just hanging on by a thread. Got Caitlin Muir also minus 11 from starting on pole.
And they're 3 wide ahead of this 40 car. That's a big pack of positions with the exception of the 26 and the 77. As Quinizo is now past the 39.
Well, he had about a 1.5 second lead there, but starting to go away now. The 97 is catching back up to this number 51 car.
I think the 97 has more race pace, just struggles to get around the traffic, doesn't take the risk that Tim Salmon has been taking.
Damon approaches Brad Hughes, the 7. And now Aaron's going to try to go to the middle to get a run on Tim Salmon.
And as is his style, Brad making it very difficult for the leaders to get by.
Got 2 of these Fords that are doing it. Langelier as well.
Brad trying to force it 3 wide, despite being now 2 laps down.
I mean, he still has position ahead of him, so let him race.
I've said it, race in, race out. 7 car is one of the widest cars on track. Doesn't matter if it's a lead lap or 20 laps down. That is the widest car on the track.
That's just his driving his driving style too, because we'll see that in the Pro Series, and I'm sure later on even in the Truck Series too. Justin Osborne trying to get around Brett. 3 wide there as they pass Cottle.
Yeah, Joachim got hung up with, I think, DK as well, so it allowed Touchton to get back around.
Sure did. Touchton now going around number 17 once again. Been a struggled weekend for McAdoo. Didn't do too well in the Pro Series. Not doing too well tonight. He's just kind of struggling this weekend. Just not there for him.
No, Reckless has just been struggling with the 4-car operation, and we have heard garage talk of them going down to a 3-car operation next season, so...
We'll see what happens there. Connor Mir was able to get around number 41 of Andrew Weisbecker. He is now into the 3rd spot. The Cotton Candy Bubblicious Ghost Energy car now back under fire. Deacon Jones says, I like seeing this battle. He's catching up to him as well.
And then once again, player to make things difficult, the 7. And leaving a path.
He's actually allowing these cars to get around pretty easy.
I don't
For the first time this season.
I think the 41s are going to agree with that.
No, I don't think he is.
I think it's a tie for what you guys think. It was a picks between Connor Mir and Austin Yoakum. Approaching the halfway break here in about 13 laps.
Unfortunately, almost commentator's curse. Kreider was just outside the top 10, but has fallen down to 18th.
Yeah, he is struggling on the long run.
But I think even a top 20, that team will gladly take.
He is still the 4th fastest Chevy on track, which used to not mean a lot, but there's actually a lot of Chevrolets in the field now from where we started. And as a rookie with this car, I would still say this is a pretty good day for him regardless. We'll see where he ends up finishing, though, throughout the race. There's been a lot of flip-flopping in terms of positions. More cars going lap down.
So Tim Salmon's kind of hit a wall trying to get around these fellow Toyotas.
Not the most massive wall, but Connor's actually caught back up to the back bumper of this number 97.
The last lap, Connor did a half second faster than both Tim Salmon and Aaron Douglas.
Yeah, 29.
21.9.
It's Holland. He's got the long run pace.
And it's still around the same time that they would have ran at the start of the race too. So 29 might have saved his tires.
Catching one thing is passing's another. We'll see what he can do around this number 97 machine.
We've seen a new aggression out of Connor this season, so I don't see him being afraid to put the bumper to the 97 if needed.
He's currently third in points, just behind Deacon Jones and Brett Pritchard. He's been in contention for the lead the entire season, and there you go, straight to second.
And with this, they have caught Tim Salmon.
Yeah, they
Just a
have.
half second.
With the pace he's got, I mean, I don't want to jinx it here, but he might be able to get the lead before we get to the halfway break if he can keep this up. Clears Graziano there. Now he just has to reset his momentum.
The 29 car also runs the 51's team, and I think they might have some strategy here to keep the 29 behind the 51 in case they want to pit at halfway.
Which is coming up here in just a couple laps.
Almost there, lap 72 out of 150. That break is at 75. And we got a huge amount of cars to wave around here on this one. Down to 22 cars on the lead lap. Make that 21. Rod McPherson is the last from the lead lap at the moment, as they just put the number 12 lap down. They're even 3 wide racing ahead. I saw that. That was Tom Jones hanging it out there on the outside. He's curling the 35th position.
If I saw all these cars in front of me and I was the leader, I'd start backing off a little bit. I know he has Connor right in his mirror, but no point of hurting the car or using up extra stuff.
Oh, yeah. Coming to that halfway break, caution will fly when they reach the backstretch again. Three wide with those lappers. All right, and there is our halfway break into the race. And it was a clean first half. Had some cars moving out of the way. Saw 4 wide, even at one point, but no accidents. I'm surprised to say we had 4 wide here without a crash. Considering the amount of carnage we had last year, many right front tires getting blown out, bodies were caving in when they were hitting the wall. But I guess that was a different car as well.
We saw a couple bit hits and a couple doors being shoved in, but kept it clean.
Not surprised to see multiple people pitting in. If you're going to take the opportunity to pit, this is you're essentially your free stop.
Here's what I'm curious about to see whether or not this is going to be a 2 or 4 tire pit stop. We'll know this because of the time that they're on pit road, whether it's 8 seconds or between 14 to 16. It looks like the favored is going to be 4 tire pit stops for the majority of the field. However, we got a wild card out here. Ryan DeLusso for Chronic Understeer Motorsports opts to stay out.
Incredible scenes.
So, optional strategy coming. Maybe hoping for some restart calamity. Now it's time for us to do
The waves.
all the waves.
I'm seeing a few fuel onlys.
There is a couple fuel onlys.
John
Citadino, fuel
Citadino,
only. Who else did
Kreider,
it?
McPherson.
All right, so a lot of strategy. All right, so everybody who is within 10 laps down, always, for this at every race, will get a wave around chance. So we're going through and making sure that everybody here gets back onto the lead lap. All right, so wave around summary. Cars that will be back on the lead lap is Mariah Douglas, Jacob McMillan, Travis Dawson, Kenny Bambura, Jeff Cannon, Quinn Izzo, Nick Fountain, David Walsh, Adam Douglas, Sammy Cobb, Greg Graziano, Eugene Hawk, Arthur Xavier, Daniel Quinones, Brad Hughes will be back on the lead lap. Going one lap down will be Marissa Miranda, Dylan Young, Andy Bewley, Tom Jones, Zach McAdoo, and Chris Davis. And still trapped 2 laps down is Noah Patway, Lizzie Wesley, Jay Langelier, Makoto Kino, Brad Smith, and Dakota Cottle. Impressive by the leaders on that stint. They had laps all the way up to 15th on that opening stint.
No, they'd actually gotten up to P22, but the pit stops were so long for the
Oh,
second
you're
half
right.
of the lead lap cars, they went a lap down.
You are right. Right, so they are sitting here all doing their waves still. The absolute and most up-nosed patience needed out of these guys while they all go around. So when we go and restart here, we're going to see about 7 or 8 lanes double file. That's going to be single file about all the way back, and that's because those that got waved did not get the chance to do a double file up. It will stay to the inside lane. Alrighty, it looks like all of the wave rounds have completed. I'm going to double check on our pace laps. It looks like we'll be getting the 1 to go signal this time. Can confirm. Very interesting to see what Chronic Understeer is going to be doing here with Ryan DeLusso. He has got a lot of really fast race cars all around him. And Connor, I think, is going to get an easy lead off of this. No offense to Ryan, but he's got fresh tires and fuel, and he's on that preferred outside lane. I think that's going to really hurt the 51 and the 97 here.
What he's hoping for is a quick caution. So
Maybe so. We'll see what happens. Green flag back out. Lap 88 out of 150 here at Thompson. Salmon maybe trying to do one of his infamous moves. Not able to get it done there. Connor Muir takes the lead on the outside. There's that fast 29 car leading the race. Ryan's actually holding us up here.
There's people pitting.
There is. Jeff Cannon and Nick Fountain have come down pit road.
They might have had penalties from the caution.
It is possible that
Saga.
there's penalties. It looks like these are drive-through penalties. And we're actually, these are both from speeding on pit road during the caution cycle. So that is going to hurt them. Too fast entering and too fast exiting for the two of them.
DeLusso is still holding up a good amount of cars.
Yeah, the only one that's really gotten around has been Tim Salmon and now Deacon Jones. Yeah, more of them are starting to funnel through. That's really hurt Aaron on this restart. He's back all the way down to the 9th position under fire from cars behind. How about Citadino in the top 10?
Yeah, he took fuel only on that last stop, as Brad mentioned, and it helped him get up there.
So far working, surprisingly. He hasn't fallen back too quickly. The 2 is starting to really drop, but Citadino's holding on. Austin Joachim now also in the top 5. Got his teammate to the outside, Dylan Touchton. And then Aaron trying to reclaim positions as well. Yeah, DeLusso has now dropped outside the top 10. Citadino still holding on there in P9. He's actually got team owner Joseph Anesto right behind.
I was going to say, look at that. Both team cars are in the top 10 at the moment.
That's going to put a smile on the Binotto face. He's straight cheesing over there. Team!
As more cars struggle to get around the number 2 of Ryan DeLusso.
Yeah, he seems to just be a moving chicane right now for everyone around. Crowder moving up into 13th, trying to get around Caitlin. Now going to be blocked by the Ford of the number 2. Pritchard looked like he was ready to dump the 12 there, trying to get that Western Auto Toyota out of the way.
Yeah, I don't think he was very happy with Jacob McMillan on the move he just did. But struggling with the handling of the 44. Just not able to get off the corners as he wants.
It's a rough track, and as this thing rubbers in, a track like this, it doesn't get faster. It actually gets looser when this rubber begins to pile in. You'll see drivers push that.
We got a battle for the lead going on.
Yeah, we sure do. Tim Salmon to the outside of Connor Mears, 29. Tim.
have approached the back of the field again.
And don't look now. There's actually a three-way battle because here's Deacon Jones. Hunter makes a move to the inside.
Deacon's really going to try to force it.
Once again, man. Tim Salmon knows where to put that race car. He was just going to sit there behind the 9 and said, no, I'm going around the outside. It's going to be tough to beat Tim Salmon tonight.
Meanwhile, Austin Yoakum just ran his fastest lap of the race, running in 5th. Keep an eye on my pick.
I don't want to say that lap was slow, but compared to the other car's fastest laps, it is slow. But he's got really consistent pace with those times. I'm not calling him slow. He's just really consistent.
Yeah. As we see more and more traffic, hopefully these battles can tighten up. As Austin Yoakum going through there looks to be on the right track.
And continuing to climb and climb. How about Joseph Ernesto? Highest he's been all race, and he's catching up to the back of the 97.
Yeah, he's working his way around the traffic really well.
And Citadino's still holding on to the top 10. He's about to be passed by Caitlin here on the inside, but what a long time he held on to the top 10 with the alternate strategy he's running. I'm surprised that worked for as long as it did. And I think it's still a net gain of 12 spots for him.
The leader of the No Tires Brigade.
It's working. Being passed by now the new leader of the No Tires Brigade, because Rob Kreider did the exact same thing as Citadino. Fuel only. No tires. Side-by-side battle yet again for the race lead. It's Connor Muir and Tim Salmon. 3 wide there with...
And Brad Hughes.
right on the outside.
Well,
3 wide for the lead.
Oh, my goodness.
And once again, the split. Victor goes to the 51 of Tim Salmon. Weisbecker hanging on.
Oh,
Yoakum's in this battle too.
Yoakum's there now. And Ernesto's not too far behind.
He's not.
Under a blanket.
Oh, that's right.
There.
Ernesto was able to get around the 97, and he has caught the field, the leaders.
Yeah, since going green, Aaron has not been able to get going at that 97 car at all.
I really like the pace. Ernesto's rowdy right now.
Ernesto missed the corner on that one.
But still was able to re-arc it. The Zesty Honesty.
Also, we have a lead change. Deacon Jones.
Deacon Jones leads the lap.
There's so much going on.
Love to see it.
And in the middle of all this, Brad Hughes.
Of course.
Of course you can put all this, despite being lapped out.
Hey, let's Yoakum up to P3 on the outside. Make it P2.
I think Yoakum's liking seeing that Ford up there helping.
I don't know. He might become wide enough to not help him here in a second, as he nearly puts the bumper to the 7 here.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, Salmon.
Blows the corner.
Salmon.
Brad feeling good about racing up front with the leaders, even though he's a lap down. Got a little overambitious and missed the corner, costing Yoakum some time.
Deacon Jones getting about a second lead now over the 29, liking the fresh air. First time the Cobalt 28 has led, and it's looking good.
They picked up the win earlier this year at Chicagoland. They really want to be the first repeat winner of the season.
Yeah, I think the only... I'm pretty sure Yoakum has a win already this season, and yes he does.
Ernesto and Salmon would be the first 2 in line that would not be a repeat winner.
Interesting. And when Ernesto just peeked into the
Ernesto's
top
taking those
5... That would be incredible to see Ernesto return to victory lane and have it be the way his race is going down as well. It's good to see him back up in form. They've had a fast couple race cars, the fast few races. Now up to fourth. He was able to pass number 4 on the inside. Now working on the 2 Toyotas ahead.
This is allowing Deacon Jones to stretch that lead just a little bit.
I like what Chevy's done here for the second part. They had 2 cars come down and do 4 tires, and 2 cars do fuel only, and it's actually worked out for them. All right, so
Chevrolet wasn't really expecting that their top runners were going to be Team and RPM. I think they wanted to focus on the Davis Motorsports car, but of course they had such a bad weekend so far. There's no confidence out of the 06 team that they had anything for the race.
Yeah, so they're trying something a little different here. And now that Ernesto has cleared the lapped car, we can see the pace out of this number 62. And you saw the gap. He immediately put down the straightaway. This 62 speed 4 wide behind. Once again in 1 and 2. And Connor Meir is going to take the better out of that up to 4th.
So I think they got tired of sitting behind the lap car.
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago that Mir was trying to catch the 28 car, but now he's got his work cut out for him with the 4 car now breathing down his neck.
To the inside. Ernesto got around Tom Jones pretty quickly there. No help there for the Fords behind. 2 pink and blue race cars right here.
Mir got a little bit loose off the corner.
I think that was all gas there. He got to the back bumper of the 62. Now, there's a huge amount of lap traffic ahead. That's not going to stop Deacon. Actually, it will stop Deacon Jones. He is currently
He's boxed
sandwiched in. Yeah.
There's no room for him to go.
So this might be what slows him down. We'll see what he ends up doing with this entire pack he's got ahead. Andrew Weisbecker not too far behind him. 3 cars separate him. And that is allowing the 62 of Ernesto to rapidly close in. And here he is.
Well, we've also seen it time and time again. When they get into the situation, Tim Salmon's there.
Ernesto just moved the 9 car out of the way. Saw the rear end get loose on that number 9 car. Trying to make quick moves of the lap traffic as much as he can.
Ernesto, no prisoners.
And that's what he's trying to do.
Quick work.
Connor's just following behind. Quick dive to the inside.
Very decisive.
He needs
Very
to get
decisive move.
good run off this corner is crucial for Ernesto because this is the time he needs to get up to the 41.
At the 28.
Yeah,
Look on the inside.
You can see the 41.
The lead is in sight for the 62 car. Could he be the 11th different winner? We got 29 laps to go. Made it 3 wide off the corner there. Heads down to the inside. He needs to get around the Elite 77 quickly. Weisbecker gets a good run off the corner.
Like he is.
Ernesto has managed to get that car to run like it's on the outside, but being on the inside line.
Tim Salmon's gotten back around the 29. He's moving up as well. All right, here's what I want to see here. It's about to be some clean racetrack. Oh, maybe not.
That 41 struggled to get off the corner. Arthur Xavier, for the past few races, has been fast, just hasn't really had track position. We see yet again where he gives fits to the lead cars because he has just enough speed to be competitive.
See if the fellow Chevy is nice enough to Ernesto. It looks like he's going to be. Lets him go. All right, no lap cars between the top 3 now. You can see where their speed is. And then Deacon Jones is approaching the 30 and the 8. Inside 25 to go here. Closing stages of the race here at Thompson.
Weisbecker had a better time getting through the 30 car, but now he's got to pass the 8 to get to second.
Still about a second separates them. Nesto holding strong onto third.
And Salmon's now moved up to 4th place.
Weathers and Douglas, Aaron have got around Yoakum.
Yeah, Yoakum's starting to fade here on the end of the second run. And Connor Mir also losing some spots here as well. He's going to lose more. He's stuck behind the 87.
Allow our pulse hitter to get some spots back at the end of this one.
3 wide off the corner there. I am surprised with the amount of 3 and even 4 wide action. We have not had a single incident. I got to applaud these drivers.
Yeah, no incidents, no cautions, minus the halfway break.
Weisbecker's closing in on the 28 now.
Brad Smith just
he's there.
drove Aaron
Oh, he
all
is
the way
there.
up.
He's to the outside now. Battle for the lead. And 41 will take it.
The 2 reckless cars.
Yep, that's my pick right there.
It's going to allow Ernesto to catch, though.
That is, and they kind of struggled there with that inside. Weisbecker hasn't made those kinds of moves this race, so you could see he was not confident with sticking it in there. And Ernesto trying to make a move here for second.
It was Tim Salmon, as Brett mentioned, great through traffic.
I was say, Tim Salmon is now in third and has got himself basically around all the lap cars now.
Oh, I completely missed that he is there. Ernesto had... What happened to Ernesto there? He was a second back.
Got stuck. He just got stuck.
Damn.
He got stuck, and Tim Salmon drove it middle 3 wide around through everybody.
Jones hasn't let the 41 go away.
Yeah, it is going to be a tight points battle between these two. Both of them have a win already in this season, and they're looking to get their second.
Might have the first repeat of the season here tonight.
Weisbecker's sitting 4th in points and really wants to do everything he can to get up, and he wants to be leading heading into the chase. They want to have the momentum. That 28 car is going to be really pushing it.
41
As he gets the lead back.
hesitated. He hesitated to make it 3 wide, and that is what allowed Deacon to go back on by.
Yeah, Deacon used the same move that Weisbecker pulled on him earlier.
Weather's getting a late race run of form. He's getting ready to get to the back bumper of this number 62.
Yeah, Ernesto might have burned up his tires to get to where he is on track.
Yeah, his only chance then is to let them cool and recycle, but with the way this race has been, I don't think we're going to see a caution. It's been really clean compared to last year's race,
Tim Salmon just got around Weisbecker.
as he has, but it's a 2-second
So
gap
is
to
Ernesto.
Deacon. The 41 just is not going through traffic as well as he used to, as he was before.
Yeah, the 3 of these
Ernesto-
cars might have just killed their tires.
Ernesto actually just ran his fastest lap of the race.
That he did, 21:37.
Might have been saving his tires.
I
Really.
think
I thought he burned them off, but maybe he was just saving them.
we got car down pit road. Ryan DeLuca,
That was
number
Ryan
2.
DeLuca.
That was the no pitter. It looks like they have run out. The wrist not there. Was hoping for that yellow. Did not get it. And now the 28
Oh.
is struggling in traffic because here comes Tim Salmon.
Well, and look at the 2 cars that are there.
It's TBD.
It is TBD.
Causing
only do-
problems again.
And here we go for the race lead.
Not only do you have one of them to try and pass, you have both of them together.
Don't forget, if we get to the end of this race, no green, white checkers. The late race caution happens. That is the end of the race when we're inside that 5-lap mark. We got 3 cars here battling for the lead. It is the 28 of Demon Deacon Jones, and then Tim Salmon and Andrew Weisbecker. Who is going to get through this traffic the best with these last 10 laps?
How things have played out, it should be Tim Salmon.
Weisbecker is trying out that outside lane, trying to get them to move. Or hoping that that lane begins to move. But I don't know, with Cottle there on the outside, that race car hasn't been that fast. He moves back to the inside because of it. 9 to go. Trying the outside again here on Tim Salmon. Goes into second. Nesto still kind of trapped in this group of cars, trying to get around the 7 to join these leaders.
As much as I would love to see Ernesto win, I think it's going to be too little too late for him
Yeah,
at this point, with 7 to go.
He needs a caution like right now if there is going to be a chance for him to get up here, or for some reason struggling with the lapped cars if it is going to be his opportune. But at the moment, it's the battle between these 3.
Which they are approaching another group of lap cars, so we'll see if this
That
allows
could.
Tim Salmon or Weisbecker to get up there.
It's not a big group of cars, but there's still going to be some negotiation. Inside, Tim Salmon.
So it's going to set him up for the next corner.
That might just allow Weisbecker to go back on by. That outside lane has been preferred. I think he was just hoping he had enough momentum and did not. Don't look now. 62's here. 5 laps to go, though. He's got a haul. He just set the fastest his own fastest lap of the race again. Weisbecker to the lead. Looking on the inside of the 28. 4 cars looking for the race win here.
2 of them have not won this season.
More lap traffic into the picture. That's the number 19. Weisbecker uses that as a pick to the outside of the 28. 3 to go at the line. New leader.
It's going to allow Tim Salmon to get around the outside of Deacon Jones.
That's what Deacon doesn't want to see. Ernesto may want to try and capitalize on this if he can.
Tim Salmon's going around the outside of Weisbecker now.
Might have another new leader, and yes, at the line, that would have been Salmon. 2 to go. Who's going to have the proper setup for the finish? Down the back straightaway. Weisbecker's holding on. Lap cars are approaching. This might be the better lane. Will Salmon make it 3 wide? No. 30 blocks to the inside. White flag.
Now will Deacon Jones throw it 3 wide as Ernesto's diving in?
Goes to the inside of the 28. 51 to the outside the 41 again. Last time through 3 and 4. 51 tries to make it 3 wide.
Jones outside.
Outside. 3 wide for the finish. Tim Salmon wins it. 2/100ths of a second at the line. Incredible race at Thompson for the finish between Salmon, Weisbecker, Jones, and Ernesto.
And we will continue our non-repeat winners.
11 different winners in 11 races. How about that?
A well-deserved win for Tim Salmon.
At an upset Toyota camp. They still got the win regardless. Deacon Jones showing camaraderie, giving a big old thumbs up out the window. That was a good race between them. It was good, clean racing. And also, the Chevy owners upset with Brad Smith over the radio. Incredible.
Rough day for Ford.
Rough day for Ford. Only one car in the top 10. That's Austin Yoakum. Here is your official or unofficial race results. Ah, yes.
Nothing.
We have
Race results.
This is
winning the race.
And the runner-up finisher.
Rounding out the
Round
top
out your
10.
top 10, you have
The rest of the field is
And
as
it's been
follows.
a really incredible race for.
A very disappointing race for.
Incredible
The strategy
moves.
just quite didn't work out for.
I don't know why this ain't
These-
working.
Didn't qualify.
Oh wait, I figured it out. All right. Congrats. And that's on the radio says congratulations to. All right, so rest of your top 20, starting with Dylan Touchton and then Citadino, which held on to 12th with that fuel-only strategy. So props to the Chevy camp for trying that out. Kreider also finishing 15th on that same strategy. I think that's his best finish all season long. And then it's Fountain, Adam Douglas with his return, official return after the Daytona race, finishes 17th. And it's Walsh, Cannon, and McMillan, the rest of your top 20. And here is the actual rest of the year field as follows. 21 cars in the lead lap after all was said and done. And in the unfortunate last place, Dakota Cottle, 6 laps down. That car just did not have any pace. Very fun race indeed. That was a good one.
Yes, it was.
All right, so let's see. Let's upload these live.
Good race to the last one where I'm in the booth for a bit.
Yeah, we're going to miss the sounds and excitement of the threat in the booth.
And no water bottles were thrown out of the 29 car.
Yeah, there were threats once again of the infamous water bottle, but none actually came to fruition. It takes quite a bit to actually want to do it. It is the most amount of anything to redeem. He was waiting for the 44 to be around. He was going to throw the ghost right at him.
Yeah, the 44 fell off mid-race. So.
44 mid, what?
Yeah, 44's been mid.
Do better.
Eh.
Oh, I gotta mention it. One of the few drivers to escape the practice curves, Deacon Jones, fastest in practice, third in the race. Qualified 9th.
44 will be mid, but he's still on his own level.
Most laps led went to Tim Salmon, led 85 of them today. And then it was Deacon Jones who led 35. And then a couple handfuls here and there. DeLucia managed to lead 11 with that strategy he tried out. So, and that was because of all the caution laps for the wave rounds. Let's see if there's any issues after the Daytona stuff with some of the moves that all had to be done. Curious to see where the points are at. And yes, we do.
expecting Deacon Jones to still be leading the championship.
Nesta, if you're still watching, please check the admin chat. It's angry at the 88. So before this updates in the standings and everything, let's see here. I can tell when everyone goes to the website. And so yeah.
Again, Aronson did it again.
So Deacon Jones was leading 3 points over Pritchard and 13 over Connor. So let's see what it does now. We should be good. And I think so. No, that's a new one. I have never seen this one before. This is what happens when we do this live. Copy, refresh. Once again, Deacon leading 3 over Pritchard, 13 over Connor. Wanting to keep that in mind. Weisbecker back by 24. Results are up. And point standings updates as follows. With Tim Salmon winning this race. Deacon Jones now leads 14 points over Brett Pritchard, 19 over Connor Muir. And Salmon is now running in the chase. Up to 11th in points with that race win.
There's a 3-way tie for the bubble.
Brendan Krasta failing to qualify for the race gets bumped out, and yes, that bubble.
3-way tie for the bubble.
159 points for the bubble between 12th, 13th, and 14th. All 3 different manufacturers as well. On the outside looking in is Krasta, Touchton, Wesley, and Ryan DeLusso. And as a reminder, too, for when this chase is supposed to begin, let's pull that up. The official rulebook got dropped in one of the other threads on the Discord, so don't forget to go back through that. You can see all the stuff on there as well. They got updated last night with some new things in there. So our cutoff race is Portland International, and we just did Thompson. So that is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 races away. 6 races left to get inside that top 14 in points before we start the chase. And that will be at Indianapolis for one of the longer races for the Premier Series. 250-mile race around the Brickyard. And that'll start an 8-race chase for 14 cars with reset points and bonuses applied. And so far, the main thing that's going to apply for bonuses for this top 14 is going to be pulls. So chase picture right now, Austin Yoakum and Aaron Douglas actually lead the chase reset right now because they're the only ones with multiple pulls. And Yoakum would be the leader. So actually, Aaron's is null and void because he hasn't won a race yet this season. Austin Yoakum leads the chase picture. So we'll leave it at that. next weekend, we're going to be having fun. It's another open race, Atlanta Motor Speedway. A little bit different than Daytona. The field is capped at only 50 cars. Not the full 60, only 50 cars. We're at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 46 cars enter into the field. That means there's 4 open spots if any team wants to do it. And that'll be the last open race of the season, as Talladega is in the chase, and they don't want any chase implications for that race. So that will not be an open race. So we'll see you guys at Atlanta next week. 175 miles around basically the super speedway. We'll be there with the Premier Series as well, and the mini stocks will be at Lanier for their championship before we have a week off before the trucks start. We'll see you guys then. Thank you all for sticking around and watching. I think we had, even sticking around right now, we have 6 people still watching, so that's cool. If you're not following the channel, make sure you're following it. And we'll see you guys Friday. I think we are going to record this OPS race. So look for that delayed either right after the race or on Saturday morning. No, not Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, if possible. Cool. That'll finish it. We'll see you guys next time.